Hello. Yes, I'm late for knocking your door, but I decided that it's better to say hello to you than not to do it. So, reason why I would like uh, to talk to you is that this year the Tibetan New Year it is the Iron Ox year. This Tibetan New Year or the New Year according to lunar calendar is Iron Ox year. It's the same in other calendars. It has 12 months and 1 month is just already gone. So we still have 11 months for this Iron Ox year. So since this Iron Ox year began with the miracle month, we managed to do quite few virtuous actions, like beginning the project of saving lives and also contributing for the harmony and peace and on an education level. So it has been wonderful, and we have something to share and dedicate toward all our beloved ones. When I say beloved ones, everyone, those who have life, everyone, those who cherish life, wish to be happy and doesn't want to suffer. It is said that there's not a single being throughout entire existence who have not connected to us one with another, because we have been in this universe for so long. And then often we change our life from one life to another. However, we are entirely dependent on each other. There's not a single being who has not been precious to us. Therefore, everything what we could at least inspired or wish to do, something to protect lives, something to contribute for others, something that even just to have a thought of what? Thought of peace. Our teachers often recommend us to think that when we wake up in the morning, we should feel grateful we're still in this world. You could have gone while we fall asleep, but we're still alive. So we have to feel really grateful and making sure that we would use the day in the most wonderful and positive way, making that developing that inspiration, making that resolution that I'm going to make this day something's wonderful for everyone, and of course to ourselves. And at least even we can't make the day wonderful, but at least developing, generating an aspiration. I will make sure that even I can't help anyone, even I can't contribute to any one of our beloved ones, at least physically, mentally, verbally, I will do everything possible to start with being aware. Secondly, I will not engage anything that's negative, that harms, that disturbs others. That includes all sentient beings, including our mother, like, all the animals, everyone, making that aspiration. And then, of course, before we fall asleep, just we relax few seconds, just few seconds, check how it has been. If it has been wonderful, then we have something to share with joy, with dedications, that it was wonderful that I spent this day in order to contribute something for our mothers, for our loved ones, for all sentient beings. There are so many beings in this world, human beings and non-human beings. They're all precious to us. So if we could do something so wonderful, but at least we made we develop a thought that even if I can't help anyone, I will make sure that I will not waste this day, that I will not harm anyone. Even if I can't help anybody, but at least I make sure that I will not harm anyone throughout inter-existence, by my body, by my speech, and by my thought. So maybe you remember, maybe you don't. Beginning of this year, I mentioned that we will really do everything possible to develop the thought of virtue, of thought of universal peace. We try to do everything what we can to bring peace to everyone. Although last year, 2020, and still this month, it hasn't been extremely wonderful because many of our loved ones are sick. Many of our loved ones are died in an incredible situation. Because of this epidemic. And still, there are many of our friends, families in danger. Especially if this epidemic affected on many different levels. So we have nothing but to wish that all our mother sentient beings do well, whether they are in this world or in other worlds, making it so that everyone find peace, regardless who they are and where they are, whether they are believer or non-believer, doesn't matter. They are precious. They are all very precious. Even they are believer, it's so wonderful. As His Holiness the Dalai Lama had this commitment to respect all religions. It's true. That is really common to all our teachers. Our teachers respect all the different faith and religions. It is serving somebody, and therefore we should appreciate whoever could bring some peace to our fellow sentient beings. We should be really appreciate. So therefore, to respect all forms of belief. And even those who doesn't believe, doesn't matter. They are our fellow human beings. They have the right not to believe. Therefore, that try to show respect to them. They have the right to think how they want to think. This is the kind of what we are looking for, human right, or the right of sentient beings. They can think how they want, but really respecting every form of belief. It's so precious to think that, and wishing that may everyone, regardless whether they are believer or non-believer, wishing them all be happy, not keeping any boundaries between I'm believer, they are not believer. That's ridiculous. How can we have that kind of thought? We should really try to open to all. For example, when we think about the animals do not have particular beliefs. I don't think so. And so we have to include them, whether they believe or not, but they believe in happiness. They all want to be happy. No one wants to suffer. So therefore, to show respect to all beliefs without making any demarcations. Wishing everyone be happy with the cause of happiness. We're wishing everyone be free from suffering and its cause. Especially, I mentioned to some of our friends that let's make this year and this century be century of peace. Century that's free of any demarcations that try to make strong aspiration. May everyone be happy with the cause of happiness. May everyone be free from suffering and its cause. This is nothing else than what we are talking about, love and compassion. It is something that we are all endowed with the love, with compassion. So I would like to dedicate anything we manage to do during this month, since this beginning of this year, anything that we manage to do positive, worthwhile, we dedicate wholeheartedly for the happiness and ultimate freedom for all living beings. And if we could take one short moment when we wake up, open our eyes, just how it has been, making sure that we could try to make some kind of commitments that we will make this day something worthwhile, benefits to everyone. But even we can't help anyone, but at least we will try not to harm anyone, physically, verbally, and mentally. You know, when we're not aware, sometimes what we think, what we say, what we do affects on others. So when we go to sleep, before sleeping, take a few seconds, making strong, like state of mind that's not distracted, relaxed, and try to check how our day has been. Making sure that we dedicate that virtue. It is virtue. We have done something. Not get lost, but dedicate for all living beings happiness and cause of happiness. And again, making strong resolution that we will try our best. You know, doesn't matter. Some people sleep only few hours, some sleeps like 8 hours, whatever. During that night, if we could really begin with thought of love, and that love will continue, thought of love will continue while we are sleeping, and it's become worthwhile. So therefore, again, in the continuous way, next day when we wake up, again we do that. So we have something to dedicate, that many of you have done something incredible. I appreciate that, whatever you have done to help our friends and families who are in difficulties around the world. Those who have difficulties because shortage food, many of you try to help. Those who need kind of a help for education, you are helping. I'm so grateful. All the teams who are helping for CASA, and thank you so much. I cannot find words how to thank you all. And then also many of you try to support and join the different projects like saving lives. It's really incredible for you, and I cannot imagine how kind and how supportive you are, that I began this wish to at least make a fix for the well-being of each and every living beings. When I say each and every living, I'm talking directly to each one of you. I'm not trying to imagine something else. I'm talking directly each one of you who are living beings. And I want to say thank you so much for all your supports, helping for protecting the environment and protecting also the animals and human beings. Please continue whatever you can do for everyone. And this month has been quite positive, so therefore I want to share this virtue with every one of you. I will conclude with calling the enlightened ones, most compassionate one, most kind one, like Shakyamuni, who dedicate to become awakened for us. He did everything for us. So I will call upon for the support, so that every one of you find peace, freedom, and all your wishes come true. I would like to repeat the same thing that you know. Now something's different, but Deyata Om Mone Mone Maha Munaye So Deyata Om Mone Mone Maha Munaye So Om Mone Mone Maha Munaye So Om Mone Mone Maha Munaye So Om Mone Mone Maha Munaye So. As you know, this is forms of aspiration that discovered by Lord of Great Compassion and Buddha Shakyamuni. And Buddha Shakyamuni was someone like us, ordinary, but on the basis of aspiration, basis of training, he became fully awakened. He became servant of all living beings. So therefore, I am calling upon his support for every one of us, every one of you. I would like to follow also to chant the call to Lord of Great Compassion, our Lord Sharia, who is Bodhisattva. He is one of the Bodhisattva who took the vow to get enlightened for us with Buddha Shakyamuni. He will be awakened, enlightened as Buddha Shakyamuni is the fourth Bodhisattva who got enlightened. Next one, fifth, will be Maitreya, who will be enlightened, who will be awakened. Thereafter, Lord of Great Compassion will be the fully awakened one. So we will call upon the Lord of Great Compassion so that everyone be protected from their negative emotions, negative actions, so that they are completely protected. They will never engage in action that is not proper, not beneficial. We have actions by our body, actions by our speech, actions by our mind. Three actions which is really important to be aware. By our body, try to eliminate them or reduce them, at least become aware. Actions by body like shortening lives of others or killing. And actions by body that abusing things which just doesn't belong to us. And also actions by body that abusing others, taking advantages through different means. So there are three actions by body for us to become aware and to overcome them. Why? Because we all want happiness. Happiness for ourselves and for others. So we have to find a way to overcome of the cause of sufferings. Then there are four actions by speech, which we need to become aware, try to overcome of them. Why? Because we do not want to suffer. We do not want anybody to suffer. It's so simple that if we get rid of the cause of suffering, then there's no more pain and suffering exist in the world. Therefore, by speech, telling things which is not true, sometimes we call it lie. Sometimes we tell lie intentionally. Sometimes we are not aware because we have got into habit, and without knowing that we say things which are not true. And especially saying something which cause conflicts and also some words that makes others suffer. I think we would call that slander. And also sometimes what we do, we use, instead of really loving, kind words, we use very rough, harsh words. Doesn't help anybody, which also create source of pain and suffering. And we don't want to suffer, so why we need to engage in such thing? And then like anything that distracts and disturbs others, any like communication that disturbs others, we have to overcome them. And then 3, by our mind. Like sometimes we have some kind of, we want things. We have obsess of things, and some tendency we have, instead of health, instead of love, our mind feels like hateful, harmful thoughts. It's important for us to get rid of these things. When they about to pop up, we just try to become aware. We do not allow them to manifest in our mind, within our mind stream. And then wrong views. Wrong views, of course, subtly, like there are many different, like on a philosophical level, but we are talking on a very basic level, and to have wrong thoughts about others, improper thoughts about others. If we can create the harmony, peace around what there's need to think others are terrible, this and that, there's not a single being who does not have the potential to be free and awakened. So we don't need to have wrong views for others. Doesn't matter who they are. They have been very precious to us. So try to have like a positive attitude toward others. So there are 3 by mind, 4 by speech, and 3 by our body. Try to be aware, reduce and reduce. So one day we will never engage any negative actions by body, speech, mind. Then we are already getting rid of the cause of suffering. That's what we are trying to do for ourselves and others, free of pain and suffering. And engaging in them and then wishing may everybody be well and happy, that's not good enough. We have to find, eradicate cause of suffering, suffering that is experienced by body, speech, mind. It is reproduction of our actions, body, speech, mind. So that's what we really need to do, like our teachers, the enlightened ones, they all try to show us the example of how important for us to start with from us. Never engage any negative actions by body, speech, and mind. Every day be aware. Every day be aware. One day we will be able to, like as His Holiness Dalai Lama very often talks about demilitarizing, like all the like wars. Wars, there are the different like types, physical and mental, verbal conflicts. If you could really start from us, it's so wonderful that everyone have no other thought than love, wishing for peace. Wow, that will be the day. So that is, we have to start with the aspiration, and we have to start not only thinking about it, but doing something. Even just every morning when I wake up, making resolution, I'm trying to be positive. And even if I can't help anybody, I'll make sure I will not harm anyone, whether it's humans or animals. Often it's important for us to check carefully and cautiously that whether sometimes we know we are directly not maybe harming others, but indirectly we engage in something that which we're not aware but harming others. So we have to really train step by step. So one day it was possible that we can really make the whole universe and it's like a zone of peace. Universe is a zone of peace on the basis of training in our mindfulness and resolution, and trying to be very, very, very inclusive, that thinking of everyone. Then, as I mentioned before, we will call upon the Lord of great compassion, so we become like them. You know, they trained through long periods of time. They managed to get in the state of their mind, never their mental stream, never kind of have any negative thoughts and negative actions by their body, speech, mind. They dedicate for others. That's something we can train, we can become. We have the potential. We all have the potential. So we call upon Lord of compassion so that we all be able to do this, engage in this project to bring nothing but peace within us and around us in the world. Now, I would like to call upon Guru Padmasambhava, who is no other than Buddha Shakyamuni, which we find in his own teachings that he would manifest as Padmasambhava. Also, Lord Great Compassion manifest as Padmasambhava. Bhadra Guru Padma Siddhi Om Bhadra Guru Padma Siddhi. Now, I would like to call upon Mother Tara, who constantly watching, looking after, remove all kind of troubles in the world. Tare so Om Tare do re is on. Now I would like to call upon the Manjushri, nature of the wisdom of all those who are enlightened and who are getting enlightened. Thank you so much, everyone, for your kindness, for your generosity. In your time, we all are so busy. To find even few seconds is really difficult, but you have been very generous to listen to my call for the peace in the world, in us, within, and around us. As I would say that I would dedicate this for every one of you, for everyone, those who are guides, those are friends, those are parents, those are our children, relatives, whoever, for their happiness, peace, and freedom. Wish you all, from the depth of my heart, that you find peace, whether you are healthy. Please take good care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. With all my best wishes. Thank you so much. Appreciate so much.